Welcome to the Absolute Dog Sex in a Squirrel podcast. I'm Lauren Langman. I'm one of the world's leading dog trainers, and it's my mission to help owners become their dog's top priority. In each episode, you'll discover how to gain trust and communicate with your dog like never before, creating unbreakable bonds that make you the most exciting part of their world. Okay, so we're talking confidence hoops, and I know, Jamie, this is a massive passion area of yours. And what we've seen through teaching so many different dogs confidence hoops, from Eliza's little dog, Katie, through to a young dog, through to an older dog, through to a dog who's a bit naughty but nice, through a dog who's maybe a little bit nervous, lacking confidence in loads of different areas. Actually, hoops and hula hoops we're talking have been really game changer. Tell us about it. Like, what is it? Where did it come about? How did it come about? What is confidence hoops?
I think I'm not sure where it came about, but confidence hoops. It's just, I think maybe it was just about building confidence, and we had a couple of games where we'd use a hoop, so we'd use different kind of objects and stuff, and a hoop was one of them. I always used to laugh at Sam when she used to go round with a hoop and tell her like it's like she's going to circus type thing.
And she was going to circus, right? Like she's circus dog, circus tricks. But like Eliza, for example, I know you've done loads of hoops with Eliza and loads of hoops with Katie, and Katie's confidence has come on leaps and bounds.
Yes.
And why a hoop, and what do you do with the hoop, and why does it work?
So originally a hoop, I just started off just going through the hoop. And then you would kind of notice with some dogs it was easy, and with some dogs they would be really aware of the hoop, even if you held the hoop up, or if it was lying flat on the floor in front of you, that could be a novel item, it could be something that they're just like a little bit suspicious of. So it was just really interesting to see how different dogs reacted to the hoop. And so then with certain dogs, you couldn't even play something like orientation game through a hoop, because they were a bit nervous of the hoop being upright or moving or whatever the scenario would be. So taking it back a step and building up that confidence of them playing orientation game, maybe just by the hoop, not even through the hoop or anything like that, and a little bit of pressure release or whatever. So like for some dogs, it was that awareness of that novel item. And yeah, so just kind of achieving orientation game through a hoop was quite a cool little goal set. And it was a nice thing for them to do. And also it was a game that you could take from different into different areas or into different circumstances. So like you could take it, so if you played it in your lounge, then you could take it outside and it would mean the same thing. And you might have to go back a few steps then when you go to new environments, but that hoop, if you put enough value in it, it means like a good thing, and we're going to play this game and we're not going to be kind of aware of our environment, and you can take that hoop and give them confidence in lots of new environments.
Easy, light, simple thing to take about, right? Now, tell us a little bit about your hoops, because you've probably got about 7 or 8 different hoops, because I know you've got a couple that are a little bit noisy, but I won't spoil it. Tell us a couple of the different hoops that you work with.
Yeah, so a variety of hoops. I have got a massive one at home as well for bigger dogs. You can get like a
special occasion dancing with Jamie. Hoop dancing.
I did have that weighted hoop for other purposes, but not that happened.
I probably need to use that hoop. Anyway, the hoop that is very large, that would work with really body sort of games. So you've got the large hoop.
So you've got a large hoop. You've also got like just different sizes of hoops. And then I have got some fancy DIY craft hoops as well.
And you've got some that you've literally covered in tissue paper, and you've got some that are a little bit noisy, and you've got some that have got like ribbons and bows coming off them. Like it's real fun.
Got like rattles in it, which is really cool, and that's interesting for some of the like our favourite one is hoop dive, isn't it? We do.
And the dogs just look amazing doing it. And I'm thinking about it, like when people are sat here thinking, how do I get confidence hoops? Confidence hoops is a course that's out right now. So it's out right now. But the thing is, you actually only need maybe 1 or 2 hoops to get started. And I love that you go to like one of the popular supermarkets in the UK, maybe something like Tesco's or Sainsbury's or other supermarkets available, Asda. you're going to pick up a hoop for like £1 to £2. Like they are really, really cheap.
Yeah.
So this is something you can take about with you. It's very, very versatile. You can adapt it for dogs who maybe are needing you to take it slower, or do it lower, or do it because they've got maybe some level of mobility struggles. You can still play a lot of the games, just adapt them appropriately. But actually, there's a hoop for everyone, right?
Yes, definitely a hoop for everyone. And you can then get creative with them and make it, you know, your orientation game then turns into a bit more confidence building by dangling. And you don't dangle it so they can't see through it initially. You know, you just add a few bits, like I think I had some toilet roll tubes, the middle parts of them, and then you string them together. So they're just dangling first of all, and then eventually it's like you build up that trust that they can kind of bash through it a little bit then.
Now, thinking on some of the games that we filmed doing the Confidence Hoops badge, which, like I said, it's released today. It's brand new. If you're listening today as a brand new podcast, it's released today. It's on a special offer. It's £77 instead of £197. So it's a really, really, really good. It's a pre-order. So go and get it while it's on pre-order. If you're listening later, I'm sorry. I'm sure there'll be a badge sale at some point, or go and grab it anyway, because it's a great badge to have. But thinking about some of the things that we did on the day when we were filming and putting the content and the learning together, give a few of your favourite examples, some of the things that your dogs or my dogs really, really love.
Okay, so KD has just got a natural bounce.
She just loves to, doesn't she leap? She leaps. It's like it's ingrained in her to bounce.
Yeah, and I've got to say Eliza's put loads of value into the hoop, because Eliza quite likes the bouncing too.
Yeah, and I think the hoop, for if any of you are training kids or younger people, or people who like a little bit of sort of variety and dynamic opportunity, I think the hoop can be really good for that.
Yeah, really cool for like confidence building with kids, and just like my kids love to just play around with it as well. You know, it's just a really cool thing to do, and I just think that they feel like they're in the circus. Then
they do. Yeah, I'm in the circus. High five. She's cool. She thinks she's in the circus, and she is, with her
hoop, isn't it?
And her team of dogs. And so I think Zuma, for example, one of his favourites, I love to see him hoop dive. Like, he's got such cute. Now explain for those people who haven't listened, because I think if I was going to the badge, that'd probably be the first one I would love to teach if it was me, with a new dog. And what I love is you can actually work with puppies on this as well.
This is a really cool one for puppies. Really, really cool one for puppies. And also this one, it was really cool for one of the dogs I worked with for this one. She was this is what's so nice about tricks and stuff, isn't it? But it filtered across to another trick without me knowing. So like a hoop dive is basically, the hoop is flat on the floor. The dog goes and pushes its nose under the hoop and flips the hoop over, and they go through the hoop. That makes sense. Can you explain it?
No, so basically, the dog is in control of the movement.
Yeah.
And so what I really love is the dog forces the hoop over it, and it kind of does it in an eloquent way, where some of them are eloquent, some of them are less so. Typically Spaniels are not. But I love that they control the movement and the noise. And I think for dogs who are maybe reactive, nervous, worried, anxious, at times aware of environments, when they start to control the noise and have an ability to make the thing happen, I personally think you're onto a winner with a dog, because they're starting to partner with you a little bit more. And when they're partnering with you and understanding how their body and their movements and their adjustments have a way of forcing it to happen almost.
Yeah.
Like they have control.
Yeah.
So you're kind of giving a bit of the control. I'll give you an example. I was in, there's a farm shop close to us. It's called Mole Valley. Mole Avon. I never know what it's called.
One of them.
One of those two. Mole Avon, Mole Valley. Something like that. And so there's a shop close to us. And when I was in there earlier with Eliza was picking something up, and I said to her, you can have that. You just need to pay for it. And she went, no, I'm not going to pay for that, actually. I think that we'll leave that. And it's the way that they've now got control over it. Yeah. Now, obviously, if you're doing everything for them, then it's very, very easy. But suddenly when you give them a bit of a say in the matter, the dynamic changes. And I think when something is lacking confidence, a dog is lacking confidence, I think one of the best ways to build confidence in them is to give them a say in how it goes. Yeah. And I remember with one of my nervous dogs, Tiki, 15, 20 years ago now, one of the things that really changed the game for her is when she started shutting doors and slamming cupboards. And I mean, you can imagine this, like, this is a dog as well, not a human. Bang, bang, bang. And she'd be slamming the doors and like locking the cupboards and all those things. But I think she really enjoyed it because she was in control of it.
Yeah.
So she started to really push the noise.
Yeah.
And then all the noises started to get better and better because she was in control of the noises. And I think that's how the hoop dive works for me, that the dog controls the movement. Because for a dog who doesn't like being, I'm thinking like an obedience dog. I'm thinking actually lovely Linda, when Linda's down, let's work on this with her.
Yeah.
Because
she'd love it.
For a dog like this, they don't always like themselves being touched. They kind of, you can see them going, oh, let's touch my back. Yeah. And I can see that even with Skittle. She doesn't always like something touching her. Like when you first put a harness on and they sort of like, you might walk some dogs and they're completely normal, happy Labrador, and you walk other dogs and they're like, ooh, this is like on my body. And those types of dogs. So I really like the hoop game for that. And the hoop game is just one of like, I think there were like 25, 30, 35. There were loads of games.
A lot of things you can do with it.
There were a lot of games.
And if anyone's got anything else that they can do,
we're going to add it.
Please let us know. Show us
how
the videos.
keen she is. The circus lady is keen. But yeah, I think for me the hoop dive is one of my favourites. What would be another one of your favourites?
That one. So the one that I worked hard on was getting Katie to jump and on me, have body contact.
I knew you were going to say that as well. I knew you were going to say that one.
Though, but it was hard. It was hard for me to get to grips.
But that's what's really good. Yeah. And actually, the mechanics were hard. I think that's what made it hard. When I was watching, you said, "Do you want to do this or I'll do this?" And I was like, "I'm not doing that."
And there's safety to it as well because you don't want to. You know, it's fun, but then you obviously want to put the dog's safety first.
Circus trick,
isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it is. It's a real, and like you said, the hoop dive suitable for any dog. The game that Jamie's talking about, not suitable for every dog. And I think that's what I really like. There's a real variety. There's a level of up and a level of down, and you can kind of pitch in or take out wherever you feel most appropriate. So actually, it can go in at any level.
Yeah.
I'm going to say another one of my favourites is when the hoops are moving. So you're moving the hoops and the dog's got to go find the gap in the hoop. And again, I really like that it leaves the dog leading the learning. I think when you get your dog leading the learning, I also think it doesn't matter what job you're doing, whether you're doing agility, obedience, pet dog, guide dog, assistance dog, maybe you've got a level of competitive sport flyball dog. Like I think this builds all dogs. I think it builds, mental resilience. I think it builds physical ability. I think it builds sort of toughness in their trainability and flexibility.
Flexibility, massive flexibility, because there's a lot of dogs out there that see one thing and this is what we do with that one thing, whereas we were asking them to paw wrap, we were asking them to do a lot of different things, jump through, put your paws on, like just the variety of different things that you're asking them to do with that, because with some dogs that they find that really, really difficult, don't they, to be
Absolutely.
to do both directions with everything. Oh, another one of my favorites is the weaves. So
very
instead of leg weaves,
you weaves,
and that takes a little bit of they need, like you say, they need more of that independence, whereas with leg weaves you can kind of
show them a bit more.
But they had to be independent on their cue to turn and stuff, so that was a really cool one to do.
What's I suppose for you one of the most rewarding moments you've had in teaching hoops?
I think that one actually, and Eliza helping me to do it as well, because like we did that together, so that was quite a cool one. Nice. And then they loved, you could see them both light up doing it as well. So high five. I love it when they all when there's a lot of love all round. And then I suppose, is it too late to teach an old dog new tricks? Like, definitely is there anything that could be adaptable for an older dog looking at something like this? And I know the answer, and you've just said the answer, but help us out. What could that look like, or how could that be? So one of my staff is 11. She's had a TPLO operation, so she tore her cruciate a couple of years ago, and she's also got elbow dysplasia. But she was on the video, and she was doing a carry the hoop. She's so happy. And she actually likes doing the weave-in figure of 8 around it, because I think that that's all really good for her flexibility and mobility and keeping her strong and flexible while she's getting older. And I don't think you think she's 11. No, she doesn't. I literally, when you said 11 then, and you said 11, I was like, I would not know it. How old are they both? So Molly's 11 and Stitchy is 7.
God, I would never put Molly at 11.
No,
I really wouldn't.
you wouldn't.
I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I'd say they both look similar age.
Yeah.
Other than the little bit of grey, but you can sometimes just think that's flecking.
Yeah.
So no, she looks amazing. So you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Definitely.
And then how about a puppy or a younger dog or an adolescent dog? Is it appropriate for a younger dog?
Like with the puppies, doing the hoop dive is one of my favourite things to do with them, because I think that just builds their confidence.
Oh, hugely, and massive resilience.
And just going in through it like orientation game as well. And again, then that's something, it's a portable one that you can take out around to different environments, so they're focused on it and they see, oh, I see hoop. And
I also think you end up with a dog who's very, very flexible, versatile, like thinky. Like I quite like a dog who has a level of that sort of cognitive ability where they're trying to do something for you. Like Katie's always trying to work out what she could do to help you.
Yeah.
Whereas working with Nell, who came to me as a later on in life as a sheepdog, it's different because she doesn't have that ability to try so much yet.
Yeah.
It's not like always there to go. They're not as operant.
No.
She's not as operant. She's not going to offer you as many things. And so for me, where I like it for a puppy is that you start to teach them how to be operant in a really unimportant way.
Yeah.
Like it's not like if they don't make it on the hoop, it's not like they can't be a nice dog. And if they don't make it with the hoop, it's not like they can't go out and be a great whatever they're going to be, agility dog. But actually, you've had a go at teaching the hoop.
Yeah.
So I really like it for that reason.
And it's cool for those mechanics as well, because you're teaching something that's fun and light-hearted. And if you were going to go into sports or anything like that where it kind of gets a little bit more serious, not that it should be very
serious.
It's serious.
It's all pain.
Serious. Yeah, it's just detaching yourself a little bit from that, isn't it? And it builds your mechanics and builds the dog's skills. And it's just, I don't know, you just, if you don't feel like training that day and you see the hoop in the corner, it's always like going, hello.
Yeah, you could easily just pick it up for a quick, like.
Yeah, exactly. Because some days, there are days where you just think, oh no, I should be doing this or I should be doing that. And it's just like, actually, I would like to do that. I would like to go and play with the hoop.
Yeah, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Right. It's great to have some no pressure fun in your repertoire or in your toolbox. And I'm really thinking for Linda, I think this would be very, very good. I think it'd be very, very good.
Cool.
I don't know how much she's done, but I'd really like to push her on this because I think this would be really nice. I haven't either. And I think she would suit a hoop. I think we should glam her one. I think we should glam her one because that lady is glam. Literally, it's bling it ready for her. She's turquoise. We have to look for a turquoise bling hoop. It's going to work. I suppose another one for me, what would be like a real basic hoop game? What would be the starting point for someone who's out there listening and thinking, I just want to make a start? Remember, obviously, for some of you, that'll be grabbing the badge. So go and grab the hoop badge. It's on the Absolute Dog store. So literally head over to the store, absolute-dogs.com. Go and have a look. It's over there. It's on the store. It's as a sale. It's always a really cool time to grab it. Equally, someone who's starting and listening and just thinking they'd like to have a go at this, they don't necessarily have the capacity to grab hold of a badge right now, or they don't have the finances to be able to, it's a real bargain though right now, so do go and look at it. But if you don't have it, you don't have it. What could they do?
So I'm sure all of you have heard of boundary games. They could start playing boundary games and just.
I was going to nod like, yeah, I've heard of it. Once or twice. Okay, so boundary game.
Building up the value in the middle of that hoop and just seeing if they all suction back to where that value is and seeing if they can start doing a few behaviours maybe within.
So boundary to boundary using the hoop.
Rotate across the hoop with the hoop on the floor if your dog's happy with it.
And actually, sometimes it is just keeping that hoop on the floor, seeing if they're happy with it, and then it might be boundary to boundary, it might be move it a little, it might be shake it a little, it might be a noisy one, it might be tassels on it. But actually, you're right, early on, it's just get them used to can they even walk over the hoop. Because actually walking over the hoop for some of the dogs is enough to go, I don't like it. Particularly if you work with a nervous dog. What have you seen from naughty but nice dogs in terms of where they started and where they finished?
So like when you pick up the hoop, if you're anything like me and you want to just get on with the game that you have in your brain, and it's a little bit like, oh, they don't even want to come near this blinking thing. So it's a little bit disheartening. But if you know the steps to kind of break it down, then it becomes so rewarding that they're actually suctioning back.
I think it's good to tell everyone at the beginning for some dogs, how aware are they of things like a hoop?
Massively aware. You wouldn't think that something so thin and narrow and just
inadvertent, like not
Even
nothing
if they
big
do
in the
something
environment.
like pause on something, or like I don't know, but there's just something about it. It's because I think it could move.
Because it could move.
It,
And it's unusual. Have you ever seen that cats versus cucumbers?
Yes,
It's like a cat versus cucumber, isn't it? They're like, why is
Yeah.
this thing on the floor? Why is this thing sat here?
It's weird.
It is weird. So I think
What is it
working
doing
through
now?
what is the circus lady up to. So I think, yeah, moving it and starting to build it as soon as they're ready, but not rushing to do that.
Yeah.
And then what have you seen them take it to? Like what has that gone from 0 right through to what? What have you had?
Just like gritty and just wanting to dive under it, or just wanting.
One of my favourites is where we had Stitch going through the like paper, like she pushes the paper. And I know we were at badminton recently, Matt and I and Liza and her friend, and Matt said, "Where's the like ring of fire?" I was like, "No, Matt, really, animals don't do that. Like they don't do that." But actually, not there, not at badminton.
No.
Do they?
Yeah.
At badminton?
Not at badminton.
No.
In Horse of the Year show, I was thinking, yes.
I was like, no, I think these guys are
police
serious
horses do
offenders, Matt.
Yeah.
I was like, don't think they put them through rings of fire. I have, again, agree, Olympia and Horse of the Year, but not at badminton.
There was
that does it as well.
That used to have a cart, and the lady, I can't remember what she was called, but Ring of Fire or something like
I
that.
love that Emma Martingale, like doing different things.
Like literally, they used to go up a ramp.
Wow.
And through the fiery hoop.
I mean, amazing. It's incredible.
I do have to say that I did Google fiery hoop when we said.
Oh God, literally, you were like, I'm gonna have to think about doing this.
Any way that we could put.
No long head dogs went through this. Jamie is looking. She's looking. She has a staffy that has very little fur, and it might work, and not a long tail. Can you imagine? Classic. Up it goes. Not Gus, not Katie. Although Katie on a molt, maybe. And so if we think about it, when I was saying to Matt, no, Matt, there's no horses at badminton, he was really wanting the confidence of the Ring of Fire. But the Ring of Fire, similar to the ring of tissue paper, where they sort of fly through it, it's asking it's asking massive confidence.
Yeah.
Because to trust you and run into effectively a brick wall is what you're asking. Go through the brick wall.
Yeah, it's hard, and but if we break it down enough and make sure that we break it down, then I think it's a really cool thing.
It's massive.
To be able to do.
Absolutely massive, like really, really, really massive and brilliant, like absolutely brilliant. So, Jamie, if anyone's sat on the fence and thinking, should I get hold of this badge? Don't sit on the fence. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable sitting on the fence.
You could be jumping over the fence through a hoop.
Through the hoop with fire, Jamie. I actually am really hysterical about the idea that you wanted a fiery hoop and you Googled it.
If you look at my...
She actually Googled it. So she's actually Googled it. Maybe a thing in the future. If you're thinking about it, if you're sitting there and thinking maybe this would suit my puppy, my adolescent, my adult dog, my senior dog, my geriatric dog, yes, 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 and yes. There's something for everyone.
There is, yeah, something for everyone, definitely.
And even the children have had fun with it.
Yeah.
Equally, I think grandparents and sister, mother, father, brother, I think they'd all enjoy it.
It's really cool as well. Is like if you've got, if you're limited to what you can do, like if you're in a wheelchair, for example, or anything like that, I've used it with clients that have had that disability, and they just have so much joy. Or if you've got a grandparent that's sitting in a chair that can't move much, then having the hoop is just such a rewarding thing.
It's lovely. It's
with.
really, really lovely. So if you're sat on the fence, guys, go and grab it. It's over on the store. And equally, either way, people can start right now having fun, can't they?
Oh my God,
Basic games.
Just get yourself a hoop.
Go get yourself a hoop. Like at very minimum, get yourself a hoop. And I think the thing that to sum up and to finish on is the fact that we're concept trainers, we train through a concept, and the concept in here that we're building is confidence, and we're building confidence through using a very, very simple, easy, fun tool. It's a hoop. It's done in such a positive way. It's done in such a fun way. It's light-hearted. It's amazing. You guys need to go and grab yourselves a hoop and the confidence badge if you can. Confidence Hoops is the name. The game is many, many different opportunities. I think there were a lot. I can't actually remember the number. There were a lot. I think more than we ever anticipated. We were like kept pushing.
I started writing them out.
We were like,
it's just like
just one more.
One more.
So guys, go grab yourself your copy. Remember, this is the best space for dogs and their learning. We know how to take it to the next level. Join us next week where we're going to be talking even more confidence. And until then, stay sexy.